Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing some more Sub Rogue. I don't know when this video is going to be posted, but it will be posted eventually. Before we start this off, I have a question for anybody who knows how to fix it. When the UIs got fixed, so when they added in the new systems, it ended up bugging my Slice and Dice and my Divine Favor. For some reason, I can't see it. So when I used to Slice and Dice, if you look at my videos, it used to pop up down here or above the thing. Now it doesn't. So if anybody knows how I can turn that back on or fix that, that would be great. Because I had my Slice and Dice, I had my Divine Favor, they would be around here somewhere. That way I wouldn't have to look up here. So if anybody knows how to fix that, let me know in the comments down below. PM me on Discord. Any way, shape, or form to help me out would be great. Because without having that, it is a lot harder to keep up with it since I don't have an add-on that's just tracking it. I kind of have to just, you know, think I have it the entire time unless I look above. So anybody that knows how I can switch it back to normal, if you look at my other videos, you'll see when I slice and dice, it'll go on like around here, like above here, like right here. So other than that, hope you guys do enjoy this video. We're gonna get in some games, and I will see you guys in the arena. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. For you guys, it was only about a second. For me, it takes me a little bit. So here we are gonna go Druid a lot. Yeah, so I'm basically explaining it. Anytime you face a Rusted Druid, I say this every video. Anytime you face a Rusted Druid, you have to go the Druid. It's the only way they die now. They're so broken, on top because they can't be CC'd anymore because of their tree form giving them bubble for, however long. Um, so there's no point in not killing them. You have to kill them in between the window of their non-tree form. It's the only way you're winning. You'll never kill a druid team by killing their DPS. It's not possible. They are the best dampener spec in the entire game. They're the best mana efficient. Like you're just not gonna be able to compete. So here we'll open on this guy to get a rupture up. We'll go ahead and feint in case he stuns us. So we're waiting for the druid to open. He's probably gonna use a rake. Yes, here he is. So here we'll just cloak. We'll do our damage here. Bait dam. We'll go ahead and use our evasion here as well. So again, just doing maximum damage here. As you can see, he's his tree farm. We're still doing maximum damage, and the reason is to keep our flag going so we can swap to the warrior. We'll go ahead and bomb here. Nice, so we get his wall. We're doing maximum damage here. We'll go ahead and disarm the warrior so because he can't trinket it. At this point, we're just holding our trinket. We're going to feint here in a second. We have blind available, so we'll go ahead and use blind here. Off this, we're going to probably try to sap, so we're going to vanish, sap. Off that, we're just going to keep doing dam. We'll go ahead and use our big damage here. He's probably going to try to fear, so good fear by the dude here. We're going to try to sap off that. Looks like we cannot, so we're going to cheap shot. Doing big dam on the warrior just to force some cooldowns here. We might not get much, but it's worth getting those extra cooldowns. So here we'll put a rupture up on him here. So we got a pretty good solid setup here. So now we have to run since we are going to be getting stacked soon. We're going to try to get a reset real quick. We don't want to leave our guy out there too long. I don't know what put me in combat, to be honest, but okay. So here, we're going to get ready to go the druid here. He's probably going to rake me in a second, so we pre-feint. Anytime the druid comes out like that, it means he's going to rake. So here, we're holding. We have to hold trinket until we get the cyclone. Now we can kidney shot him. Now we can do big damage to him here. Maximum dam. We might not have much damage here, but we might be able to get skin, so it might be worse. So we're going to swap to the warrior to help our guy out so the stacks fall off. Hopefully my guy can get back. So he is looking in really big trouble here, so we have to make sure we help our guy out here. So here we're going to feint. He does clone me, but he was going me for a second, so it's actually not bad. So unfortunately, this is why you have to get the druid, because he will just do this. So here we'll put a rupture up. We're going to get ready to go him hard. We have blades in every CD. He does have trinket, but we don't really have a choice to not go him right now. So here we'll get a full kidney. He's probably going to trinket this immediately. Again, another stun. And it just goes to show how broken this spec is and how like skillless it can be. So here we'll do our damage on this guy. We kind of have to at this point. He probably is going to get a fear here. We'll see what happens. At this point, we're literally just trying to get our Shadow Dance back. So this blade was only to get our Shadow Dance. That, again, another example of just class difference. So here we go on this guy. Do as much damage as we can. But again, you're not really going to be able to do much versus the druid here. So, we did what we could, but he pretty much didn't take any damage. At this point, we're going to run. We're going to peel for our guy here. We have disarm for we're going to cloak the cyclone so he can't just peel us, so we can help our guy out here. We have blind available. Unfortunately, we can't really use it. So he does fear me, and he cyclones him. So it actually helps. We'll go ahead and feint here, because he's going to be popping off. We'll put a rupture up on him again. We have feint up, so you think we would be okay, but not in today's game. Here, we'll go ahead and vanish, in case he wants to cyclone. So here, we'll put a full rupture up. We kick him here. We'll go ahead and use our symbols. We'll go ahead and blind the warrior here. We'll stun this guy here. Big damage on this guy here. We'll go ahead and bomb. Big damage. We'll go ahead and cheap shot him. Huge damage on the druid here. Hopefully we can get some damage rolling. We're going to fate. Put a rupture up on this guy back. Again, keeping ruptures on both targets is really good to do. So here we're just doing maximum dam. We'll go ahead and trinket this one. Why not? Good fear by our guy here. We're going to save symbols for our next go. We'll go ahead and disarm all of his stacks so he can't just sit on us. So we're literally just trying to get Shadow Dance again. So here we kick. Go ahead and feint here. We're going to run a little bit. No point in not being on top of him. Unfortunately, we're going to have to try to kill the warrior unless he doesn't go me or the druid. So it's probably going to be the warrior here, because we don't really have a choice at this point. So at this point, we're going to kidney shot him. We're going to flag him here. We're going to do maximum damage here. Huge damage, and hopefully we can take him out. And he gets taken out absolutely insane, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you win a game. The druid got confident. He was going by while he was going for the clones. The reason we swapped is because I knew that anytime a druid is across the map and he's not paying attention, immediately go on his DPS just like so. The warrior had no trinket. It was our only time to win the game there, and we ended up taking him out. So a cocky druid ended up getting absolutely obliterated because of that. And had he not done that, they would have won the game. This was an easy win for them. They had the game. We have zero. We pretty much had. We were dead. We were pretty much. It was done. But that's all it takes. That's all it takes right there. Look for those openings. You know, if a DPS has no trinket and he has no wall, look for those swaps, because it only takes a little bit of time. It takes, you know, a kidney and a half, and you'll be able to win games just like that. Alrighty, so we got a Windwalker here. This is the one class that will die. Now, it is playing with an HPAL, so HPAL is hard counter rogues. That's the problem about rogue. It gets countered by literally everything but Windwalker, and that's about it. And like another rogue, that's about it. So here we're going to open, we're going to do a kidney shot behind the pillar. He's probably going to trinket. We'll see if he does it or not. Here we're going to basically restun. We're doing maximum amount of damage here. We may even kill him here, and we end up taking him out. Again, in the opener, he decided not to click anything. Now, if he wasn't behind a pillar, he wouldn't have died. But there is a perfect game opener of what you're looking to see. And I just said it like I said. The H-Bow couldn't help him. That's the only class in the game that you can do that to. And we take that W every single week of the day. If that makes any sense. Actually, I said it backwards, but it's I. You don't understand what I'm saying. Easy. It's as easy as that. They go behind a pillar, they get blown up. And that was only a 2.1 mil. So that's not even a big eviscerate. Compared to like 3 mil mortal strikes, 3 mil executes, 4 mil aim shots. You know, this damage is nothing. Like, imagine if we did the damage of a warrior or an MM hunter or a windwalker. We would absolutely just two-shot people. That was my entire burst rotation, and we barely killed him, and he didn't click a single CD in the game. But thankfully, the X is playing, so it means we have a chance at winning, and we have a chance at victory. As long as you just do as you don't gap those stuns, because if we gap those stuns, he immediately wall or karmas, and it ruins your entire go. Thankfully, we immediately saw the stun right as he went around the pillar, and he ended up getting taken out. So it's just as easy as that. Alrighty, nice. So we got our first Rogue Mage. If you guys are wondering why I don't really face Rogue Mage anymore, it's because nobody plays them. I'm not gonna lie. Rogue Mage is a really bad comp. It can work still if you play it perfectly, but it just can't survive. Like, imagine having to go through double PS, live swap, trinket, dome, rupture. Then you gotta go through all the rogue's abilities. Trinket, cloak, evasion, vanish. There's just too many cooldowns in the game. What they need to do is give people a lot of healing and give them a trinket and a wall. That's all they need. You shouldn't have 9 different cooldowns. It shouldn't be based on. Actually, I know this mage too. I played with him when I got Glad on my account, or I played on my Liberation when I was in LFG. So here we're gonna look around. He gets kicked here, so he is popping off here. We'll see. Nice. So he gets a full MC. So at this point, we're gonna immediately cheap shot. We're also gonna feint here. We're gonna rupture. Here's where we're gonna vanish. So we immediately vanish. They're mad. We're gonna stun him here. Big damage. So we're not gonna trinket here. There's no point in trinketing since I pre-cloaked. At this point, we'll stun him again. put a rupture up before we do anything. Past this point, immediately stun this guy. So here we're doing big damage. We're going to swap back to the rogue here. We're going to evasion. We're also going to use our cloak. We're going to bomb here. We're only bombing his damage mainly because we don't want to die here. Hopefully my priest can get to us here. Nice, good swap by our guy. We're going to kidney shot. Fortunately, I have really no damage here, so that's unfortunate. Big damage here. Hopefully I can get a dispel here. Fortunately, no, we don't. So I lost my Shadow Dance. Now we're in really, really big trouble right now. Astronomical. Even though I literally outplayed to the full degree, that's possible. Yeah, this is where we're pretty much dead, and he's not keeping him in combat, so... We have a blind here. Blinding him, so we preemptively blind him. We have a gouge off this. Hopefully we can stay alive somehow. So we get a vanish, or we get a resell. Nice, he keeps us up. Hopefully we can get a re here. He gets a sap, so that is brutal, because he might be able to swap the sap now. My guy needs to... He needs to be able to see this, because if he gets this off, I'm dead. Oh, yeah, we're dead. Oh, maybe not. They actually messed it up. Big damage on him here. Maximum damage. Hopefully we can get a heal here. We get a resell. Go ahead and heal me, brother. Nice, so we cloak it. We immediately restun him. And we absolutely, positively outplay of the Sentry. The complete outplay that you're going to be able to get, ladies and gentlemen. And that's how we end up easily winning a game right there. He thinks he can fake cast me. It's not going to happen, bud. We're saving Vanish, so when he does get landed CC, we're not doing anything about it. So here, we're waiting. Immediately going to smoke bomb, get a re-stealth here. The game's pretty much over at this point, so we're going to get to him here. It doesn't really matter. He's pretty much a toaster oven. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you completely outplay to the maximum efficiency that is even possible by a sub-rogue. Somehow we just, they don't know what to do. This is what happens when you put a rank 1 player against gladiators, and that's just all that's all it is. I don't even have to have a rank 1 title, and I am considered the best non-rank 1 player in the entire game. It's just as simple as that. But hopefully you guys did enjoy that nice little old game of the first Rogue Mage. Alright, we started this one a little bit late. I forgot to click record on it. So here we're going to sap. We're going to go for him here. So we're going to kidney him when we can. Immediately go on him. So all of this we're going to resap if possible. Obviously if you don't get it, it's not the worst deal. So here we'll rupture. We're going to sap again. Off that we're going to swap to the H-Pal here. We're going to feint in case he tries to stun us. We have big damage on the H-Pal here. We're going to rupture the H-Pal. We're going to feint again. Again, you're not really trying to kill. You're just trying to do enough damage to pressure them to be scared. So here we pre-feint. We're going to disarm immediately. He's probably going to trinket. Actually, he doesn't have trinket, so he can't even blade storm me even if he wanted to. We're going to use feint again. We're going to gouge him even if just for a second. He's probably going to enrage. So here we're going to run. We'll kick him. Nope, I missed a kick. I'm bad. So here at this point, we're going to run here for a second. We can kidney shot into a cheap shot. So where we got big damage. Off this, we can blind him here. Nope, he pre-sacks it. Good pre-sag. Yeah, really good pre-sag. Because I forgot on my thing, it no longer tells me when he sacks for some reason. So here we'll go ahead and vanish, why not? We'll go back open here. We'll go ahead and feint. Gotta watch out for those reps here. We'll go ahead and invasion because it is super high stacks here. Again, another huge counter comp that you're really gonna struggle against. So here we're gonna kidney shot, go for a stun here. We'll go ahead and smoke bomb this, why not? Going to go for the sap. So anytime I smoke bomb, I'm going for the sap. Fortunately, I can't get it because that's just how the game is. We'll gouge off that. We'll go ahead and backstep, eviscerate just to get it off. We'll stun here. Use slice and dice to reset our combo, reset our cheat. So we're looking for the kick on the rep here because he's going to do it like right now. So here we get the Searing Glare instead. We're waiting for Sharpen. So now we're going to disarm. So the moment we get CC'd, unfortunately I can't really stop the rep here. We are going to cloak here. So we cloak the Searing Glare. Hopefully we get the fear here. So here we get a full kidney shot. We're looking for the sap if possible. Nope, can't get it. So here we're going to go on this guy instead. Big damage. Again, we don't really have much dam, especially since we don't have a Shadow Dance. But we are going to at least try to get something here. Maybe try to get a cooldown, put a Rupture back up. Again, you can kill... so there we go. So we get land hands without even having... So we did have to use blades, so that's the unfortunate part. But it is what it is. So here we're going to gouge him. Big damage on the warrior here. We get his... we don't really get anything. So here we're going to go back on the paladin, see if we can get anything. Nice, so we get bubble. So again, another situation where we got cooldowns without even having Shadow Dance. So here, anytime this guy has stun, you want to use Feint. We're going to look for the kick. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to get it here. So we are stopping it just for a second. We'll put a Rupture up here. We'll go ahead and disarm him on his burst. It is a little bit of damage. We're also going to use our Feint. We're hoping to be okay here. So at this point, we're going to go the Paladin here hard. So Paladin big time here. Here we'll stun the warrior. Big damage here. We'll kick him. Nice kick. Go for it. Go for it. Trying to get him here. Pops. Oh, we don't purge it. That's unfortunate. Yeah, normally we would just get a purge and win the game, but you can't really expect that too much, to be honest. So here we do a really good opener. We're going to flag him here. Going to try to sap if we can. Yep, sap, full sap, and again, another situation where we're getting saps all out of nothing, and we win the game. An absolute outplay of a century. And you guys already know, we should never win this. This game looks unwinnable in every situation, and we come out with the good old sap. Every single time you smoke them, it is a lot of work to try to do this, but you're going to look for the zaps. They're so focused on getting inside the bomb that they're not realizing they come out of combat just like that. Because it only takes 6 seconds. If a kidney shot is 5 seconds, by the time they get in your smoke bomb, they're going to be pretty much out of combat. And just like that, you're going to be able to get those nasty, disgusting saps. Had we not got that sap, the game would have probably been over for us. So it just comes down to a literal sap when the entire game looked pretty much unwinnable for us. And that's how fast a game can change. Your main goal is to not kill somebody in the opener, but to damp them out to where you can get good enough to where you get lucky. Or you're really good and you get, they mess up. All it takes for them is one mess up and high damp, and you can win a game. And that's all it really takes. So, we have another game here. So we beat these guys already. We'll see if we can beat them again. To be honest, the last game we won was, I outplayed them to the full extent of somebody. You can't outplay somebody more than how I outplayed them. But we're going to see if we can do it again. So again, this is a very hard one. So now we know he's blink stun. So we're never going to mage. You'll never kill a mage when he has blink stun. It's never going to happen. Now, if he was running shimmer, it would be a different story. But the fact that he has blink stun, no mage has ever died to a sub-rogue with blink stun. It's like the hardest counter of all time. It's even worse than facing a mage without it, like a frost mage. Even though he's arcane and he only has one block, it's still just as hard. That's the difference between a blink stun versus sub-rogue. He wouldn't run that versus any other spec in the game. Only sub-rogue. So here we're going to go in here. Mage is probably going to try to get us out by using an orb or something on the healer. Yep, here he is. So here, we're just going to let him 1v1 for a little bit. We're going to try to find the rogue out here. Now, if he pops burst, then we have to open the peel, depending on the situation. So, or if he sheeps the healer. So if he does any DR on the healer, which is good for us, that's when we open. So instead of opening for free, we're actually going to wait. So we're going to give it a second. And we're going to see what happens here. So he does fear him, which probably was a questionable fear, to be honest, but that's alright. Nice, so he gets kicked here. He's arcane surging. It's going to miss. Yeah, so we're looking pretty okay right now. So nice, he DBs him. We're going to kick him on this. So we immediately kick him. We're going to feint as well. He's going to cheap shot, and we're going to vanish. Watch this. So boom. He blinds. We get him in the opener. We do our burst rotation. We're not going to shrink it unless he bombs us. So we're holding. So now we cheap shot. Off this will disarm. Off this will blind. Off this will rupture the healer or the mage here. We're going to do our dam. We're not going to use Shadow Dance yet because we're saving all of our dam for this guy. We're going to rupture him as well to pretty much allow us to not let him just get a free resell. So we're going to get ready to go here. We're going to feint again here. We're going to preemptively evasion. So nice. So he cheap shots. That's alright. We should be okay. So here we bomb. We're going to kidney shot. Kidney shot. We have big damage on him here. We'll cheap shot this guy, and we end up taking him out again. An absolute just complete and utter destruction of the highest degree. They don't know what is happening. That is how good of a level that I am playing. That these people just, they're not able to keep up. And another example of just, even though my teammate isn't playing that great, he's playing just good enough to where I can absolutely just, that when it comes down to skill, there's nobody that's going to be able to compete. Nobody that's non-rank 1 is not going to be able to compete. It's not possible. Especially when I'm playing at a level that, this is just my beginner's level. This is a level where I'm not even warmed up. I just logged back on like 30 minutes ago. So these are just beginner outplays that I'm doing. These aren't even actual. I'm not resapping, I'm not getting really good goes to me. I'm getting just good enough goes.